ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe. Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, once again at San Diego Comic-Con 2023 at the Hasbro Transformers booth with Evan and Ben. How are you guys doing today?
So good to see you, man. It's always fun to hang out.
Yeah, good to see you too. Guys, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm having a great convention, and I've been having a lot of fun. You guys have a lot of product out here. I know you guys mostly been here, but just generally speaking, hope you both have been having a good Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's been overwhelmingly positive for us and Transformers as a whole, I think.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I got out a little bit to walk around, got a couple things for my daughter, make her excited when I get back home, so it'll be good.
Oh, good. Yeah, you got to get the goodies.
Get something for the kids.
Yeah, get something for the kids, for sure. First thing I wanted to ask you is that, do you think, I assume you both enjoyed the Transformers Rise of the Beast movie?
Just a little
Just
bit.
I'm assuming.
Just a little. It was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot, and I can't wait to see it again. And yes, we have Mirage back here, who was one of my favorite characters of the movie. They did such a good job with that. He kind of made me feel, he had a G1 Bumblebee vibe to me. I really liked that a lot. But would you say, from your perspective, being out here, has the movie kind of had an effect on the fan base? Do you see a little bit of hype kind of bleeding over to the fans from the film?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a new audience that has come into Transformers thanks to this movie. Whether they were fans before and are coming back, or they're new fans, there's definitely way more people interested in Transformers this year than there were last year. Yeah. Maybe it's just because it just came out and it's more relevant in the year, and the movie had pushed last year, so there's a lot of factors that gone into it. But like, we have the animated movie next year, TF1, that's going to be, the next introduction, trying to bring those kids in. So I think we're going to continue to build, and then we have our new Skybound comics too. So you have every avenue to get into Transformers right now, and everything's clicking on all the gears. So
nice. Oh yeah, and it's definitely it's gotten me even more hyped for Transformers, and the fact that the movie had way more Transformers screen time on it and everything.
Yes, that was one of the best parts of the movie, was how they were actual characters, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, and they had, they really seemed different from each other, more so than some of the other films. And then the Transformers Studio Series figures, those have been really fun to collect, and I've been really enjoying those a lot. And I want to say, or want to ask, without, I guess, revealing too much, are there any figures that you wish that you could have worked on that aren't out yet, or anything that you haven't touched on yet that you wish that you could get to?
Yeah, clearly everybody's been asking for Transit after the deleted scene came out, so that's something we're talking about. It's not in the line. I can confirm it's not there right now. We had heard the scene was going to get cut a while ago, so we didn't pursue it. Plus, we're trying to figure out if we're going to make a bus in generation styling, let's make sure we do it right so we can do a couple different things with it, and we're always being about efficiency, or at least these guys are. I just convinced you guys you want to buy stuff, so.
Yeah, and of course the other big thing is everybody asks us about Unicron. It's are we going to get another HasLab Unicron based off that design? We have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. Clearly, it'd be fun to potentially do, but again, we've already HasLabbed a Unicron. There's a lot of projects we want to get to first, so maybe it's a 10th anniversary Rise of the Beast HasLab or something that we look at. So.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Something to consider. To consider. Will we get any more? So we have the buzzworthy Optimus Prime, Voyager Optimus Prime, and then it's also a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Will we possibly see more, I guess, Voyager Optimus Primes come out later on? Is there a possibility of something like that happening for those that may have missed out on the pre-orders? Because I know with that one, it's kind of a tricky one to get a hold of. I missed out. I didn't get any pre-orders in, but so I'm kind of
to hear that.
Yeah, and I actually got to I did a collector documentary on this where you have the pre-order, you go to checkout, and as you're clicking to checkout, items gone. And then I was still getting emails from Hasbro Pulse saying, "Are you sure you don't want to buy Optimus Prime?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do."
Salt in the wound.
Salt in the wound.
There's always there's exclusive windows when they become retailer exclusives, but I think now everybody's starting to get on board, and you see we're doing retailer exclusive reissues. So we split up that 2-pack from Amazon of the Coneheads, and we put Dirge in the main line, and then we used Ramjet, I'm drawing a blank, for cloud cover. So we're putting those molds back out there, and we're getting them back out to the fans. We always get the other one that was very hard to find during COVID, people asking about. So as we continue to be able to do that, he will definitely remake an appearance at some point for people to be able to get it at some point. I just don't know when
yeah,
that is.
if there's enough demand, as you've seen, we reissued Leader Grimlock from the
Yeah,
fourth
AOE.
movie, right?
Yeah.
And things like that. So we are listening to the fans, and yeah, hopefully we can work something out in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Possibilities, especially with the character like
like Optimus Prime.
Also,
Yeah.
like, we could potentially, like, while he didn't have his trailer in the movie, we could say, like, he had his trailer at the end of Bumblebee, so you would believe he has a trailer, so we could upscale him to leader. There's a lot of different avenues we can explore.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool. I appreciate that. And speaking of Grimlock, I know that's a different RoboSynth's a different company, but they're partnered with you.
It's right over there.
And the Grimlock has been. Have you gotten your hands on the Grimlock, or have you gotten a chance to play with the RoboSynth Grimlock much at all?
The video dropped. That was the first time I saw it, and I was like, "Holy!"
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to play with it much here. I did get to convert it, and I was at the press breakfast that we did for Hasbro, so I got to play with it a little bit there. But we'll have some in our office next week, supposedly, so we'll start playing with them while we're back. So
nice. Were you guys involved in that in any kind of way at all? I'm sure that they had to coordinate with Hasbro, so it's like I'm kind of curious because it's.
Our franchise team is the one that works on that, essentially, also with our CP team. So the CP leads work all through it for the franchise. We basically interacted with Greg to record all the voice lines of it. I worked on it very slightly on my way out of franchise before coming to the product side. And when they were telling me it was coming, I was like, if he doesn't say something about munching metal, don't make the item, because like he has to say it. So. And yeah, the franchise team brought it home and worked very hand in hand with our CP team to make sure it could come together.
Awesome, great stuff. And then I love that we have our we talked about combiners a little bit last time, and I have Menasor completed, but I love the packaging right over here, having them all together like that, all in one. That I think that's really cool. But I was wondering if you can give us, if you haven't already put any teases out there for what we could see next as far as combiners go. I'm not sure if you've done any teasing about that yet, but I'm kind of curious to see if we could, I don't know, maybe get a hint or something.
I mean, combiners are fan favorites.
Combiners are fan favorites. Nothing's been teased yet. There's a lot of engineering that goes into it, so I can say like you'll see more combiners eventually.
Yeah, that's the safest thing to say.
I just don't know when. So there's always different ways, and clearly there's a few different combiners. Like I know people are after combiners in Studio Series, people are after combiners in Legacy and Generations.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways to go. I mean, hey, we could do a whole G2 Stunticon deco pattern now that we have that dead end, anyways, right? So like, there's even a chance to redo this one and make it into something fun.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, are you okay? Well, is the chronology kind of being played in part of it, or is that kind of too specific?
It might be slightly too specific.
Might be too specific.
I mean, there are characters that people are expecting, and I think it's safe to expect certain characters will come before others. So I think the fans are pretty tuned in, and they kind of know like when it happens, what will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm excited for it. So I really love it. So I can't wait to see more. Yeah, I think you're doing an awesome job. And then the G2 stuff, that's looking really good. Toxitron, I think is really awesome. It reminds me of a certain made-up ShartimusPrime version that I had way back in the... Are you guys stealing my idea over here, or I'm sure Toxitron?
Clearly, I was just like, I'm gonna go get him. So I'm just gonna make this. No, it was actually great. The fandom when we released the G2 Laser Prime in the first year of Legacy, I think before the stream ended, because when I got on the message board, somebody had already said like, well, we're getting Toxitron out of this, and like there was a completely digibash done. So we knew we had to do it, right? So everybody knew it was coming.
Yeah, that one I definitely have to pick up. Yeah. So, but yeah, before we go, I want to know what you guys are most excited for, like what you have out here, what actually like lit your spark the most, like getting it out on the display.
Okay, well, the Studio Series Commander Ultra Magnus was definitely a big one.
Yeah.
Like that was something that we put a lot of work into, something I'm very passionate about, and I can't wait for fans to get it in hand and play with it because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Ultra Magnus is amazing.
Yeah. For me, my favorite of the year is the Nemesis. Being a Decepticon at heart, I knew I wanted to do this. I thought it was a lot of fun. Sam's great idea of like, let's make the first female Titan in Transformers history out of that ship, because it's something that wouldn't be expected either. Yeah. I mean, clearly Tarn is awesome. I think he's got like that running for Toy of the Year for a lot of people. He's going on, or at least top 5. And then Shatterglass has always got a special place in my heart because I got to work on the comics the last 2 years. So it's just a lot of fun. And I'm a sucker for gray, black, and teal and purple together. Like those are my jam colors, so it just works for me. So.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, you guys, thank you so much. And then there's no new announcements for any future HasLabs at this moment, right?
Not at this moment. I would say pay attention in the fall.
Yeah.
There's clearly like we're going to continue to make projects. You guys are backing us, and we're loving it. So we definitely need to, there's stuff.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And I have one very last thing, and then I'll let you guys go. But one little gripe that I have is, and I have to share it with you guys because I love what you're doing. But one little gripe is just to consider a little bit better weapon storage. I noticed like a lot of the weapons kind of sit on top of like the alt modes and stuff like that.
So specifically in the alt modes, like is
specifically in the alt modes, I noticed that, and I don't know if anybody else has addressed it to you guys or not. But like, yeah, for me, there's a lot of like just gun on top kind of thing going on, and I know sometimes they're tucked underneath, a little bit more hidden. But yeah. That's just one thing that I wanted to put out there.
No, it's good. I
had to nerd out on it.
So it's good.
Constructive criticism is always welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
On.
So yeah, absolutely. Totally understand.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys considering that. Just had to throw that in there while I had the chance talking to you guys. Ben, Evan, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for more San Diego Comic-Con 2023. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.